My priorities are linked very much to what I think the public would want, essentially. Now that's to tackle antisocial behaviour, because the cumulative effect of that can't be underestimated, I don't think, and I'm very aware of how that can affect people's quality of life adversely. Certainly the more impactful crimes as well, such as burglary and robbery, are high on my agenda, to make sure that we're delivering a best possible service to victims and witnesses of those crimes, to maximise our opportunities to prevent it happening again. In order to do that, I will make that a very clear priorities for my patrol officers and my investigators and my detectives. It's very easy for us sometimes, I think, when we deal with these things day in, day out, to not become complacent, but perhaps see it as a bit of a process. By that I mean, if one of my officers has gone to, say, a burglary report, that might be the 10th one that week they've done, and each time they have to fill out a particular form and pack in order to deal with that. It's very easy to think that's just a process, and it's about educating my officers and making sure at the forefront of their mind is each one of those victims is an individual with individual needs, a different set of needs. What impacts on somebody may not impact on somebody else, and I really want them to show that empathetic side of the job, and to explore all the opportunities of that individual in order to maximise our chances of apprehending somebody for that crime. All academic research would tell you that the fear of crime absolutely outweighs the actual levels of crime, and in fact Reading year on year has shown fairly dramatic crime reduction. It's very hard to convince the public of that because, of course, I guess media reporting sometimes influences people, but quantifiably we've reduced crime here in Reading over the last few years. In order to tackle the fear of crime, I think what we need to do is perhaps be a little bit more proactive in selling the stories, the good success stories that we achieve in the police, and we do an awful lot of good work. We don't get everything right all the time. Like any organisation, we'll make mistakes. The secret is to learn from those mistakes. In terms of our priorities, we use this word performance, where we're measured on our performance as a service, and rightly so. Now, it's very easy to think our performance is purely about reducing priority crimes, detecting priority crimes, but actually for me performance is more than that, and performance is exactly what you've said. It could be one of my neighbourhood officers, police officer or PCSO, simply patrolling down the street on a Sunday morning with no other reason other than to engage with the public, to speak to people while they're washing their cars and mowing their lawns or whatever they're doing, just to show that actually the police are around. Now that in itself is very reassuring, and it's simply what the public want. I'm very keen to sell the message that it's not about the public and the police. The police, in fact, are the public. We just happen to be police officers. We are members of the public. We can't do it all on our own. Okay? We cannot tackle every single issue on our own. We just can't simply do that. That's why we work in partnership with the council and other agencies. But more than that, we need the public to help us out as well. And I would hope that through public spiritedness, we'd have a much greater chance of tackling some of the issues that are flagged to us. We need the public to work with us. We want to work with the public. I want to work with the public, and I want the public to work with us. You know, I fully intend over the coming months, once I've really got my head around this role and I've settled in, to hold some public forums. I'd hope the public would come along, tell me what they think is going wrong, what they want us to do, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions.